Hey, welcome to Yo-Yo Talk. This is our 20th episode. It's hard to believe that we've already done 20 episodes, and it's even harder to believe that a couple of them were done without controversy. But not last week. Once again, for the second time, deja vu, Tim Simcoe won, or we thought won, both the lightning round and the pop quiz at the end of the show. But for this second time, yes, this happened before, he was denied after we checked the messages time code at the end of the show. So the real winners ended up being John Maishral for the lightning round, winning that evil lucky yo-yo and that Higby painting. And for the grand prize, and yes, I think you know that I'm going to say this, it's almost painful, but the Nickinator is back again on the scoreboard. I think this must be his 8th or 9th grand prize win. I don't know what his secret is, but I suspect he has sold his soul to the devil in order to have such an amazing number of wins. He is certainly the Michael Phelps of Yo-Yo Talk. So with any other controversy, blame must be attached. And since the show is made up of only two individuals, the producer and the talking head, and since the talking head writes the show, that only leaves one individual as the scapegoat. So Sean has taken the brunt of the required punishment, and I believe his penance should satisfy the bloodlust of the yo-yo community. I know it has satisfied mine. I will say he did take his punishment like a man, sort of. This, though, does not solve the problem that we were having with the contests that are live. So what we'll be doing in the future, or actually starting tonight, with both the lightning round and the pop quiz at the end of the show, we will announce that we have a presumed winner, but this will not be official until the end of the show. So when we announce that we have a winner, we know we have a winner because somebody has answered the right answer. What we won't know is whether they were the first person to give the right answer. And due to the particular nature of Facebook, we can't know this until the actual live stream is over. Therefore, you will have to check the page shortly after the show, and we will list the official winners based on the actual time code. Wish it was simpler, but it's not, and we wanted to keep it fair. Even though Sean enjoys building people up just so he can knock them down, we do try to keep this nice and friendly. So tonight, whoever tentatively wins, realize you are a possible winner. You are not the official winner until the show is over. Vegas gambling on the winner can continue till the end of the show. All we will really know is that you are the first person that we see that has answered the question correctly, but you may not be actually the first person, if that makes sense. So, moving on. Later in the show, we will have a great guest tonight, well known throughout the entire yo-yo community. He won his first citywide contest in 1952. He's a world record holder, a distributor, a demonstrator, a national and world championship judge for a number of years. He's worked for 9 different yo-yo companies over the decades. He's also the recipient of the Harvey Lowe Lifetime Achievement Award, Yo-Yo Master Jim E. Johnson. And I know you guys will have a lot of questions for Jim E., so we need them sent in now so they're ready to go here in a few minutes when Jimmy comes on live. No questions? Well, then it could get pretty boring with me and Jim just staring each other down. So get your questions in now. Okay, I know the Nickinator can't wait much longer to see what he's going to win tonight, so let's jump right into that grand prize package, which will go off at the end of the show. Okay, let's take a look at the grand prize package for this evening, which anybody can win as long as their name apparently is the Nickinator. So what kind of good stuff do we got here tonight? Well, as usual, we have a Lucky's Collector's Guide to 20th Century Yo-Yos and a Doc Lucky Yo-Yo, which actually is a pretty good throw. Got a copy of the Immune. Both of these books are signed by the author, that would be me, and an Immune yo-yo. Here we have a couple of interesting things over here at the right. We've got the Art of Yo-Yo Playing. That's the classic book on yo-yo play. I've seen these sell as high as $61, although usually they sell in the $20 price range. We've got a turbo top there, and over here to the left, we've got a couple of nice Spectra Star, that Toy Story yo-yo and that Spider-Man. I checked out the price on Toy Story. The last one I saw sell was for about 15 bucks plus postage on eBay. Haven't seen one of those Spider-Mans go off yet. Off to the right here, we have two Chicago Twisters. Those are both Duncan tops. They're wooden from the 60s. I see them going off occasionally as much as $30 each on card, although if you look around, you can usually get them a little cheaper. Over here, we have a set of early Pro-Yos. I'm guessing these have the rainbow seal on the backside. I'm guessing these are probably from the late 70s, maybe early 80s. Not bad, being 40 to 50 years old. We got a Fiend magazine, that's a Spitfire. And in honor of our special guest tonight, here is a Jim E. Johnson yo-yo string pack. Everybody that collects string packs needs to have one of these in their collection. I just happened to have an extra one, so it ended up in our prize package tonight. So here off to the left, we have a not worth the postage plastic fish yo-yo and a yo-yo ball, popular about 20 years ago for incompetent individuals that could not work a real yo-yo, a true sign of shame, but everyone should have one in their collection. There's a nice Duncan Yo-Yo Champion patch, a couple other tin yo-yos, and let's take a look and see what the value of our prize package is this evening. Wow, $195. Congratulations to to who the winner will be this evening. So, some good stuff there to win near the end of this show. I know the Nickinator is complaining that he has too many duplicates. So I really hope you guys come tonight with your A game going when we get to that pop quiz near the end of the show. Let's give the Nickinator a little bit of competition. You know, you could take a speed typing class in between these shows. These contests are won in a matter of seconds. So before we get into our lightning round, let me show you a few things that has come my way over the last couple of weeks or two. These are MC Escher yo-yos. If you're not familiar with MC Escher, he's a notable surreal artist. He kind of distorts perspective. I think most people are familiar with his work, even though they may not realize he's the artist. I'm not sure the date of these yo-yos, and I think they were produced in the Netherlands. He was from the Netherlands. But here's the thing. I had a display box of these yo-yos, but was missing some out of the box. Now, there's a few God-given rules in yo-yo collecting that are absolutes and must not be violated. The first and most important commandment in yo-yo collecting is a yo-yo without a seal is just a yo-yo. It has virtually no collector or historic value. Now, please don't harass me with all the exceptions because there are a few. However, the second commandment of yo-yo collecting is this: an empty or partially complete display box must be filled. And even though I stored this MC Escher box of yo-yos on the third floor, it was missing a couple. I could hear it screaming for years, please fill me, please fill me, please fill me. So, it is a total relief now that I was able to get these latest yo-yos to complete that display box, and now the yo universe is calm and happy again. Now, you've seen these yo-yos and you're probably saying to yourself, I've got to have one of those in my collection. And you should, because it's a very cool yo-yo, and there's one for sale right now on eBay for $76. But what I would suggest, because I have a couple of extras for trade, is to give me a call and make me a deal that I can't refuse. Or there is one other possibility, and I will talk to you about that a little bit later in the show on how you can score one of these very cool yo-yos. And I also picked up a couple of Tommy Smothers signed yo-yos, and you might be saying, now wait a minute, I've seen your collection. You have a very nice signed yo-yo from Tommy Smothers to me. The yo-yo is framed and out there and everything and looks real good. Well, sort of. Let me give you one warning here to the collectors out there that display their best items out in the open. And I think I know what you're thinking right now. Okay, somebody's nicked Lucky's Smothers Brothers yo-yo. No, with the thousands of people that have come through my collection over the decades, I have never had anybody take anything. The yo-yo community is the most amazing, respectful people in the world. And if anything, people leave yo-yos. No, the evil culprit here is father-son. If you display anything, whether it be a yo-yo or a string pack or a trick book, you name it, if it's in the sunlight, it will fade with time. You can guarantee it. So be extremely careful with displaying your best items if the sunlight hits it partially during the day. Now, this particular frame was near a window, and I had no idea the sun was doing a number on it. It completely faded the signature, and this was with a permanent magic marker. The entire yo-yo looks like nothing was ever written on it. So I just decided I'd grab a Tommy Smothers signed yo-yo because I feel like it's a really important piece to have in any yo-yo collection. And there's probably more Tommy Smothers signed yo-yos out there than any other autographed yo-yo of any type. It's still an important historic piece to have in any yo-yo collection, so the takeaway message is keep your best items away from sunlight. And I actually put film on my windows to block the UV radiation to protect a lot of these collectibles. And you might consider doing the same if you've got a window right next to your collection. Now, if you troll eBay a lot, you've probably seen this picture of a college student playing the yo-yo. It's dated on the back 1946. You can tell it was back in the 40s because apparently they used the belt to keep the pants up above the navel. Fortunately, styles have changed, but not the yo-yo so much so. Anyway, that's all I picked up recently. I hope you guys have had some great finds. So now let's get into our lightning round. But before we can do the lightning round, we got to let you know what you're playing for. So I mentioned I ended up getting a few extra MC Escher yo-yos to fill my partially completed display box. Well, you could buy one now off eBay for the 76 bucks like I talked about, or you could trade me for one, or you could just win one in this lightning round. And as a massive bonus to the lightning round, I am also throwing in, and keeping with the surreal nature of the Escher yo-yo, a Disney yo-yo. Now this is an officially licensed Disney yo-yo. And you can see this is the most bizarre formation of a Mickey Mouse yo-yo that I've ever seen on a yo-yo. These sell in the range of about $25. So here is our lightning round question for tonight. Who was, oh, and let me say this, in our lightning round tonight, it is a multiple choice question. You only have to answer A, B, C, or D. You don't have to write out the full name, but you only get one guess, so make sure you guess right. You've got a 25% chance of winning, even if you don't have a clue. So one guess per viewer, that's it. Answer A, B, C, or D. Here is the question. Who was Jim E. Johnson's mentor in yo-yoing? Was it A, Skeeter Beebe, B, Barney Akers, C, Harvey Lowe, or D, Wayne Lundberg? First, answer the question correctly by putting the letter by the answer in wins. You'll only get one shot. One shot. No multiple answers on this one, guys. I think we've already got a correct answer. I knew that one was going to go off quick.
Yeah, it looked like we have
So,
Chuck Short so far.
let me see, who was that? The answer was Wayne Lundberg. That was D. So congratulations to somebody. I think
Chuck Short. I'm looking Chuck
the
Short.
presumptive winner is Chuck Short, but we won't know that until the end of the show. So temporary congratulations to Chuck. Guest, which is coming up right now, and that is Jimmy Johnson. And so we will ask Jimmy right now. Jimmy, we did Chuck Short
I'm
get
here.
that right?
I'm here loud and clear.
Great, great. Hey, Sean, show us that photo of.
He was indeed. Yes.
Wisconsin. She wanted to know what your first yo-yo was. The story of your first yo-yo.
My first yo-yo was a 10-cent yo-yo. I got it at Dyke's Food Store, right around the corner from the house. And when I came home, it didn't hesitate. It just went up and down. And so I said,
About how old were you?
Oh God, obviously I was 8,
Hey,
maybe seven or 8.
okay.
And so I went back and I said, Mom, it's like this thing, this doesn't work. It's the 10-cent yo-yo is not going to work. I need the 25-cent yo-yo, which was the hesitating yo-yo. So I wanted a yo-yo that hesitated, so it would spin at the bottom. Well, she gave me the dime. 25 cents. I went back to the store, traded the yo-yo out, got my first spinning yo-yo at Dyke's Food Store, and the rest was history.
So you won your first contest, so your citywide contest. You had told me you were 10 years old, I believe, and that was in.
No. I won the first contest at probably 8.
Oh,
I won.
8. Oh, okay.
I won.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I won city. I won the city champion at 10 years old
10
in
years
1956.
And
Yeah.
I believe that Wayne Lundberg was running that, and also our Dale Oliver was also working in New Orleans, not New Orleans, but Baton Rouge at that time. Is that
Baton Rouge, right? Yes. At the people working in town was Wayne Lundberg and Dale Oliver, and after that it was like when you did the city championship, which was all the winners of the local contest. You went to the city championship, and that was probably close to 100 kids or better, and you would do the same 10 tricks, and they would have a few more.
Hey, Sean, put up that picture from that 50s contest with Jimmy. There you go. That's an interesting photo.
That's 1961.
Okay.
And that's Billy Dale Oliver in the big glasses. I'm the one in the white T-shirt with short sleeve, the only one with short sleeves. And at that time, I was running a lot of the contest because I won too many contests. They made me a junior instructor, and they would give me yo-yos, T-shirts. I had this 100 string pack that they would give me and put around my neck, and I was Mr. Cool. Now, when my first contest that had any inclinations or clarity that people in town knew I was a yo-yo guy was they had myself, my older brother, and several other people in the neighborhood. We all went to the TV show, and I beat everybody, including my big brother. So I was Mr. Cool.
Nice.
And it's like, and then when you're on TV, you go to a store and it's like somebody's nose. Oh, you won the contest. I know. So I was Mr. Yo-Yo at a very young age.
Now you've done a lot other. You've judged for years and years. Tim Simcoe wants to know, who was your favorite judge judging with when you were doing the sports ladders? I guess at Worlds.
Well,
That may have been a loaded question. I don't know.
It has to be. Tim's right there next to me most of the time. So
I knew it had to be a loaded question.
but he knew that one.
Now, what were some of the companies that you had worked for over the years?
Well, I did the Junior and Duncan was the first people that I worked for, but that was just a junior demonstrator. And then I guess it was 85, 86. I taught a fellow named Mohammed Abdul Beki how to yo-yo. And he went to work for Duncan, came back and introduced me to, and wanted me to work for Duncan. I've gone, no, I got a good job right now. He introduced me to Tom Kuhn's custom yo-yo, and that was the coolest yo-yo I'd ever really. It was it was as good as the ones from the 50s, and so I got a hold of Tom Kuhn's and I said, how about if I sell your yo-yos? I can't afford to buy all of your yo-yos, a case of each. But I said, how about if I buy 3 or 4 of each, and as I sell them, you replace them for me. And so that's how I started off with Tom Kuhn.
Oh, interesting. Well, let me mention something right now since we're talking about Tom Kuhn. Just actually this afternoon, I had a fellow, Ruben Delarose Ray. Sorry, I crucified your name there, Ruben. He sent me a photo of some early Tom Kuhn ad yo-yos, and I hadn't seen them. Okay, there's the photo of them. Do you recognize those? Matter of fact, anybody out there watching that has seen this yo-yo before, pipe up. Let me know something about it.
Those ad yo-yos came out about the same time as the Clean Machine did.
Okay.
So it was not an early yo-yo. The early yo-yos and were.
So that would you say that was a
really
pretty
small,
short run for that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Far as I know, because I had when he was selling those, I had stopped working for him.
Okay.
I
had never seen that particular ad yo-yo before. I know he's got different ones, so I was kind of surprised to see it. So that's at least some information. At least we can kind of date it a little bit better if we know it's the time that the Clean Machines came out. So then after you worked for Tom Kuhn, where did you advance on into then?
Dale Oliver and
of course
Donald Duncan Jr. Made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and I was a distributor for their yo-yos for a few years, until someone took over the company,
right.
and changed the contract, and I didn't like the terms of the new contract, so I said, "See ya," and then I went to work with Spintastics. And then while I was working for Spintastics, THP called me up and said, "You want to come work for me?" And I says, "I'll pay you to come to Hawaii and go to school in Hawaii and teach in Hawaii." And I said, "I can't pass this up." I mean, this is a chance of a lifetime.
Sure.
It's like I'm up on stage, and there's a bunch of kids in front of me. I'm yo-yoing. There's volcanoes in the back of me. There's an ocean way out in front, and I can't believe that they're paying me to yo-yo. Now, that was the coolest gig I ever had. And then from that, I did Jack Russell Yo-Yos with THP and Yomega Yo-Yos with THP. And then when I got back, I was back home. I had to get a passport because I was going to go to Paris, France, and do a yo-yo gig there with THP. And I had back surgery. None. Yeah, sorry about that. Best laid plans of mice and men often go astray.
Well, let me break in here because you play a special instrument, Jimmy, which I don't think a lot of people know about, and I understand it is the source of all your superpowers. Now, don't tell anybody what it is yet. I want people to guess. So, guys, chime in right now on your thoughts of what kind. Look at Jimmy and say, what kind of instrument do you think this man would play that he would have hordes and hordes of followers and groupies and all that? So, Sean, go on and roll us. Okay. There you go. You know the source of his power right there, folks. Okay. All right. So when Sean kind of cut that so we can talk still. when did you start playing the bagpipes?
That's going on 11 years now.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought you had maybe played this since you were younger. Wow, so that's relatively new. I mean...
Wrong answer. I wish I'd be a lot better and probably making a lot more money.
Yeah.
Although the bagpipe play pays way more than yo-yoing.
Yeah, well, there you go. Now, you also have a great yo-yo collection. I know when we met, and this was back in like 93, I think you told me you had about 35 yo-yos then, and now you've got over 2,000. Can you run some of that B-roll of his collection there, Sean? Yeah, I did. You've got the B-roll. Look for it. It's probably got his picture of it starting on with his yo-yo or something like that. Picture of Jimmy's yo-yo. There's a B-roll shot of that. Anyway, so I think Sean will eventually, by pushing enough buttons, will come up with, oh, there we go. So there's there's your iconic yo-yo that you've made, but you've collected many over the years. And you're one like me that loves to trade too. So tell us about your collection, and you collect a lot of string packs as well.
You're the one that started me. It's like I was happy with 35 yo-yos, and it's like, oh, you need 2 yo-yos, one to keep in your collection and one to trade. Well, I got a whole bunch of traders, and then the bug hits you, and it's like the mailman loved me, and my job that I had. Worked on elevators, so I traveled around the state. Well, every time I would go past a antique store or something, I'd have to stop for a second, and I think my wife's going to get that. So the string packs, most of the patches that I have are patches that I got from the 50s and 60s, and when I got back into it in the 90s, or I should say, in the 90s.
Now, what's your favorite yo-yo, collectible wise, and go-to throw yo-yo?
It's right here.
Oh, of course. There you go. Well, no shame in loving your own yo-yo. But now you had that other yo-yo that was as far as collectible yo-yos. What you've got that?
Or is looping.
Oh, the loopers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the kicker behind this, the man that owns this company, I sold him his first two-handed yo-yos, which happens to be this little guy right here.
How about that?
Was purple and gold. and he ran over to his dad to get some money, and and this was at Chico in 93 or 90, yeah, 93, 94.
Yeah. So now you've got a carved yo-yo by Wayne Lundberg too, don't you?
I do.
Do you have that one right there? Because I think that's a beautiful
It was a yo-yo
yo-yo
that I won in a contest, and he says, "You want to carve it?" I said, "He said, what you want me to carve on?" I said, "I want you to carve your name on it." And I said, he says, "Why?" I says, "So I can remember it, because I have dyslexia. So remembering names and list of things is almost impossible. I've gotten better, but you never outgrow dyslexia. You got it for life."
Now, yeah, and you've been doing this for years. And Sean, run the clip there of all the different people. I'm sure some of the people that are watching right now are in some of these photographs. There you go. There's some famous folks right there. Del Meyerberg, Dale Oliver, Bill Du Bois-Blanc. So I see red there. I can't make out who the other guy is there in that photo. So you've judged for years and years and years. I think you judged for over a decade at Worlds and Nationals on and off, have you not?
Yes, I have. Let's see, from 2000 to 2013. And in 2013, I think was the last year that they were going to be in Orlando. And I said, well, I'm entering on 2013. And so in 2013, when I entered, I came home with this little tinker toy here because I won my division, which is the fun part.
Oh, there's you with Tommy Smothers and Dale Oliver. That's a nice photo. You did a lot of teaching for kids too.
Yeah, Tommy Smothers. Dickie and Tommy Smothers came to town, and it's like Dickie didn't know me from Adam, and so I'm yo-yoing in front of Dickie because Tom was in the back, and he says, "Oh, Tom's got to see this," and so they took me in the back with Tom, and me and Tom are yo-yoing up a storm. We're having a blast. The stage manager comes back in the back and points to me and says, "You go out front," and he shows to Tommy and says, "You go on stage."
Great! What an honor that is.
So me and Tommy were having a ball yo-yoing. He loves to yo-yo, and so do I.
Well, hey, it's been great having you on the show. I know we didn't cover probably half the stuff we could be talking about, but I know everybody's gnawing at the bit to jump into our pop quiz for this evening. So remember, we stop when we see the first correct answer come through. That might not be the winner, though. So check with us right after the show ends to find out who the actual winners are, not the presumptive winners. And we will get those prize packages out for you guys, both in the lightning round and the grand prize. And thanks again, Jimmy, for appearing on the show. Okay, here we go. Let's jump right into the lightning round.
Doc Lucky's Pop Quiz. One shot, one champion. First to answer both questions in the Facebook comments wins. Get ready.
The year Duncan changed the Glow Yo-Yo's ink from orange to red. I'm sorry, I misread that. From orange to red. And number 2, Jennifer Baybrook was the first female world champion in what year? These will be a little maybe tougher to get than that first lightning round question, because you kind of got to know these cold. So we'll see what the answers show as they're coming through. The year Duncan changed the Glow Yo-Yos ink from orange to red. And Jennifer Baybrook was the first female world yo-yo champion in what year? And I'm checking some of these answers. We're getting close, real close. The Jennifer Baybrook year go by correctly. Still missing the... Not there yet. Not there yet, folks. Still working on those dates. So the year that Duncan changed the color of the paint on the Glow Yo-Yo from orange to red, and then the year that Jennifer Baybrook won the World Yo-Yo Championships, the first female to win a modern World Yo-Yo Championship. Close. Now I have seen answers come through that were right, but nobody's got them both right at the same time.
It's a shame someone almost had it by a year.
We were very close. There were a couple people very close. Enjoying watching these numbers come through. Everybody's typing very fast. You can...
So many numbers.
Even the Nickinator has not got it yet. So that is pretty surprising. Oh, whereas now some people are just throwing out numbers quickly. This may be who can type the fastest, I don't know, and throw out numbers.
Okay,
I've seen...
We got it.
Who got it? Who got it?
John Marshall.
Is that right?
That's what I have so far.
Okay. So we have a presumptive winner, and I say presumptive, John Marshall, where the answer was 1972 and 1998. Is that correct, Sean?
That is correct.
Okay, very good. So we know at least John got the correct answer. So he is our presumptive winner. I don't know if he is our official winner until we go offline here. So again, I want to thank Jimmy for being on the show. Next week, we have another amazing guest, the father of offspring, John Gates. I can assure you this will be a show that you will not want to miss. John is not only an amazing yo-yo trick innovator, but he also has his own line of yo-yos now. So we will be talking to John next week. Make sure you tune in. This is Doc Lucky signing off, and always remember, you can never have too many yo-yos.